Busters.
What's cracking with the family? We here again. I'm your host, Big Ja, and this is my co-host,
Brother Tone.
And Brother Tone.
Brother Tone.
And we are about to do another episode of BlackBusters, the best movie review podcast in the world.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
In the world. I mean, in the world.
In the world, Craig.
In the whole world.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm excited, bro. How you feeling?
Man, I'm excited to do this movie with you.
Yes, indeed.
I'm feeling good just about this podcast in general.
Yes.
You know,
me too.
You always, you show up, you say big shouts out, but just I appreciate everybody that's rocking with us.
Man,
that's showing up every week.
Yeah,
just
man.
Rewatching these movies.
Rewatching the movies is dope for me because I purposely do that. I watch it again, even if I'm familiar with it. I still go back and I watch it again, just so I can see it with fresh eyes right before the show.
Yeah,
and this is one of the movies that I really enjoy watching again, and I re-realize how good of a film it was, in my opinion.
Yep.
And that is, it's on my chest. That is Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite.
Dynamite. Yes, man. Black Dynamite was a beastie ass film.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad they made it. It's starring Michael Jai White.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Fantastic performance.
Yes, fantastic.
Fantastic
Perfect, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Written by him too, along with two other people. He wrote it as well. He wrote the screenplay.
Fantastic.
Directed by Scott Sanders, who's also another writer, a screenplay writer on the project. Yeah, man. Salli Richardson.
Salli Richardson.
Yes.
Come on, man.
That was dope. I love how, I wouldn't say they're not old actors.
No.
These are actors that might not have been, they're not in their prime as far as on screen all the time, like the Tommy Davidsons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Salli Richardsons. I mean, she was phenomenal. I loved her character.
Forever fine.
Forever fine.
Forever fine.
Forever fine, man. Yeah, Michael J. White. Arsenio Hall was in it too.
Man, he put a lot of people on. Like Arsenio was in it.
Arsenio.
You know, just like everywhere you looked, it was just like, I know that guy. It was almost like opened up and there's a place for everybody in Hollywood.
You watched
that had been
Chris
working
Spencer.
And doing work.
Shout out to Chris Spencer, Daryl Heath, a few people, man. It's just Kim Whitley.
Babatunde.
Babatunde.
Yeah.
Bokeem Woodbine.
Bokeem.
Yeah, man. It's so many people in this film, bro. My boy London was a drummer.
Yeah.
My boy London Brown. He was a drummer.
Getting it.
You know what I'm saying? Getting it going.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this film. And for those who haven't watched it or they haven't watched it in a while and forgot, this movie is like an old. I want to say like an ode to blaxploitation films.
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie was made in 2009.
Right.
Like in the mid 2000s, and it's a blaxploitation film. It's a parody, but almost
satire, like comedy. It's like a blend.
It's a blend because
it's a blend.
But it could easily it could have been made in 1974, and we could have watched it like a real blaxploitation film. 100%. Starring Michael J. White as the main character as Black Dynamite.
Yeah,
and he's a man that goes on basically a crusade because his brother gets killed.
Right.
His little brother gets killed at the beginning of the film, and he goes on a rampage trying to find out who killed his brother. So now he's playing an investigator. He's also former CIA. He retired from the CIA. So now he's just freelance, just a neighborhood hero.
Like the Black Batman.
He's the coolest dude. Everyone loves and respects him.
Yeah.
He's like the hood Batman.
Yeah.
Right.
The hood Batman.
But when he turns up when he finds out that his brother was murdered.
Yeah.
They shot him down the street.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, he goes around from like clue to clue, beating up whoever's in sight.
Putting together the story.
Right.
And in classic blaxploitation format.
Yes.
Like this is what's good. It goes from scene to scene. This is what makes this movie so good, y'all.
Right.
Is because it's a real movie masquerading as a parody. It's good where it's supposed to be good. It's bad where it's supposed to be bad on purpose.
On purpose.
It's really hard to be bad on purpose, right?
And that being bad is the punchline.
Exactly.
Is the punch.
That this shot is weird. Like there's a scene where he slaps the guy
and the nigga Bullhorn.
Right.
So Bullhorn is a character kind of like Black Dynamite's right-hand man.
Yeah.
They've been boys for years. They grew up together, if that. I mean, so to speak, they grew up together. And so whatever Black Dynamite needs somebody, Bullhorn pops
Bullhorn
up.
is
I'm
the
here.
guy.
So randomly, Black Dynamite will show up somewhere and get into some trouble.
Yeah.
And out the blue, coming out, Bullhorn's there.
Bullhorn, right.
He doesn't walk through a door. He never makes an entrance. He's just there already.
No continuity.
No continuity.
No setup. Just here he is.
There's a scene where there's a fighting scene where he's fighting a guy and they're doing kung fu. Like they're doing fight, blocking, and then he. But it's blaxploitation, and blaxploitation. A lot of the times you can see the fake. You can see the fakeness of it. Like the fight scenes. If I punch you, I'm this far from your face, but you still go like this.
Right.
I might punch you this way, but your head goes that way.
Right.
It's one of those situations. And in the film, he actually slapped the guy in real life.
Yeah.
And he hit him. He smacked him. In the fight scene, like he's supposed to be doing this and miss, but it's supposed to look like he hit him. He actually slapped him in real life, and the guy broke character.
What the fuck?
And the music stopped, everything. Everybody stopped fighting.
Right.
He said, "Smack!" He said, "Motherfucker!" And then it cut. It's a jump cut. To like the same exact scene,
but a totally different dude.
A totally different dude that got slapped.
Yeah.
They had to escort that nigga off set.
That's like, and it's that type of stuff. We talked about this when we were talking about Soul Plane.
Okay.
Which is the gags.
Yes.
Right? This movie is filled with one gag to the next.
Nigga.
Gag. And so I appreciate the effort so much to not only get the joke right, but to get the timing right, the slang right, the purposeful jump cut, the incorrect lighting, right? Like the car that there's
that went off the cliff and blew up before it hit anything.
And it was a different color.
It's a different color car.
Just all of it. And to me, all of it is working.
Yes.
All of it is working.
Yes.
Like it feels authentic. From the opening scene where Black Dynamite is in the bed, you know what I mean? From that scene, I was like, hell yeah.
A great introduction to a character.
Yes.
We let you know this nigga's the man.
He's the man.
Yeah.
Even what they do so great about it is they let you know that he's the man, and then they go to the other shot where there's more bitches in the bed. So you already thought he was the man, and then it's just like, oh, this nigga's out of control.
He's
incredible.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He's incredible.
He said, oh, shh, you gonna wake up the other bitches.
Wake up the other bitches. Dynamite. I love it.
Man.
I love it. This, I don't know if the viewing audience really understands how hard it was to shoot this movie.
Big facts. Big facts.
How hard.
Had to make it look vintage.
Yeah. Either had to find the sets because there are a lot of it was shot off Crenshaw. You know what I mean? Off of King, right? And so there were some of those buildings still exist because those buildings have been around since I was a kid.
Right.
But you got to go in, you got to find the wood panel wall.
Yeah, wood grain,
the wood grain and all of that stuff. You have to shoot it, you have to take stock of what film stock they shot it in.
Yeah.
So that it has that
grit.
That grit kind of quality to it, man.
That sepia almost, that
exactly.
tone, the coloring is different.
So difficult, so challenging to get it to look right before you start even getting into the gags and the jokes and
you
stuff.
can tell they really took their time with it.
Yeah.
And it was done so well. I think even the neighborhood looked 70s.
Mm-hmm.
There was no chinks in the armor where I could see I can tell that's fake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even the way he plays Black Dynamite, the way he talks, the bass in his voice, the slang, the lay it on me, mama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's perfect, man.
You make me know never mind, you did.
Yeah.
You make me know never mind.
Perfect. Perfect. And the script is funny.
It's funny. It's funny. It was well written. It was smart. It was funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's clever as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. I would have loved to be in it.
Man,
I would have loved to be.
You play a great character, man. In it. Like they'd have to like get you an afro, which I'd love to see you in, right? You know, and like you would have to have like a classic like 70s nickname.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like something like TNT. You know what I mean?
TNT. yeah,
Dr. Smack,
Dr. Dr. Crusher,
Dr. Crusher.
Yeah.
I love
that nigga named Chicago Win.
Yeah, Chicago Win. That's a great nickname.
He said, man. He said, listen, nigga. I don't answer questions.
Mm-hmm.
I
ask them.
He said, get your ass about this. Get your ass about my shit.
Yeah.
Before we beat you like a rented mule.
Yeah.
And I said, nigga.
Chicago Win was dope.
Nigga, he was so cold, bro.
He said, who are you, Black Dynamite, super nigga? He
said, listen here, stupid nigga. Nigga.
Great.
He played a great Chicago Win.
Great Chicago Win.
And the whole crew was with the business. He walked in, they was like, hey, man, so you must be Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
Cream corn.
Yeah.
That nigga snitched. Yeah. But then to make it not as bad, he gave the niggas he snitched on the heads up.
Fantastic.
The smoothest. So in the process of him going through the city looking for his brother's killer, he comes across all these different guys because every time he goes to someone's spot, he gets information to the next spot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, nigga, I'm looking for such and such. I'm looking for this.
Case.
On the case. You know what I'm saying? So, him going to Chicago Wins, like kind of like a pool hall. He's just asking questions, man. He got his distance away from them. It's like maybe 9, 10 niggas in there.
Right.
And he's standing over across the room like, I'm looking for whoever this came from. He tosses him like a bullet shell.
Yep.
Chicago Wins is like, yeah, man, this is some heavy shit. I don't know who it is. It was like
I wouldn't tell you anyway.
I wouldn't tell you anyway, nigga. Super nigga.
Right.
He said, why don't you get up out of here? So when he told the nigga, hey, get your ass up out of here before we beat you like a rented mule, the nigga response, it's so many great scenes in this film.
So many.
But one of my favorite scenes is a real nigga.
Yeah.
A real nigga with hands.
Yeah.
Like his response was,
yep.
And nigga turned around. I'm thinking like he about to leave because he about to get packed out. He goes to the door and locks that bitch with himself inside.
On and cracking.
And you heard the nigga that was like, yeah, man, get your ass out here, man, talking that bullshit. Come to the hip hop talking that bullshit, you dig? Get your ass up out of here and never ever come. You heard? Well, that nigga locked the door.
Faded off.
Yeah. I don't think he expected the nigga to go to the door and not walk through it and leave. Nigga, he went to the door, locked it, and turned back around. Was like, now y'all can't leave.
And then I think his first move was like to jump kick on the lights.
The sound effects though, nigga.
That was fantastic. Right.
Every time he grabbed somebody or blocked a punch or socked somebody,
the sound effect. He got the nunchucks. He's nunchucking, right? He like they fly off the screen. Somebody tosses them back.
Right. Get them back like a boomerang.
Yeah. Yeah. And it works because Michael Jai is so good,
right?
Like from a martial artist standpoint.
Oh yeah,
just believable and just like, okay, here we go. This is great action. This is great comedy. This is great gags.
Right.
Like
if they came out with another Blade, he'd be Blade. If not Wesley.
I mean, he was the original Blade. Michael Jai White was the original. No, not Blade.
I'm thinking Spawn. He was Spawn.
I think it's Spawn.
The original Blade was Wesley.
Yeah. They cast Marshalla Ali.
Oh, what's the new Blade?
He's the new Blade.
That's right.
But I'm surprised they haven't found room for Michael Jai in the MCU. I'm surprised.
I feel like he's extremely underrated. Extremely underrated. From action star to just regular man.
Yeah.
The regular leading man. He could do them both.
Yep.
He should just be in more films, bro. I mean, he's in a lot of films, but bigger films.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest film that I've seen him in that wasn't Black Dynamite, he was in the Batman, Dark Knight Rises, the second one with the Joker.
Yeah,
and he was in there with the Joker in it, but it was a bit part. Like, he played like one of the thugs and gangsters of the city at the round.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it was a bit part.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, he will be. I mean, it might be for me to do it. You know what I'm saying? I would love to work with him.
Well, I mean, what I think is that I think they're opening up the lanes for more stuff, right? Black Dynamite was a huge hit, not only from a film standpoint, but then we have the animated series.
Boom.
Right?
Yeah.
So like really big, and it definitely has the lane for a sequel, right? For them to do another Black Dynamite. Right. I'm a big fan of his, and this movie did not support. And like you said earlier, he shouldered the load of this movie.
Yeah,
like he wrote it. I would love to see him get more stuff to play with,
right?
Because this movie was written really well.
It was directed well.
It
was. I think every character was dope. Salli came and did her shit. Who's Salli's name? Her name was in this film. Her name was something like Tabitha or where's she at?
Called in there? Yeah, she ain't on my joint.
Why she not even on the damn on the cast? Anyhow, that's crazy. Yeah, but Oba Babatunde did his thing too. Yeah. Osiris, Tommy Davidson.
Come on.
Cream corn.
Cream corn. Great name.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody call me that, right? Because I'm smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm running things. Yeah. I'm running things. Yeah, man. Tommy Davidson is a superstar.
Let him work.
Let him work. He's going to give you everything you need.
Yeah.
Bitch, do you see us?
Yeah.
He got so many quotables, bro.
He's fantastic.
So many quotables. I loved it.
Plays a great like that character matches his like frenetic comedic energy so well.
Yes.
Like it lets him really cook. It lets him like be and it reminds me of like the characters he used to play on The Living Color. Right? Like give this guy a character.
Yes.
And roll tape.
Let him rock.
And let him rock.
Yeah.
Like let him rock. Let him deliver it. But I felt like they let Arsenio cook.
Come on, man.
They let him cook.
They could have gave him more.
Yeah.
And it shows that, I mean, he must not be in more shit because he must choose not to because he still got it.
He still got it.
Like, I look at people like, I feel like they made a great film off of guys who are not in the limelight anymore. But they killing. Like, Tommy Davidson cooked.
Yeah.
Arsenio cooked.
Yeah. Bokeem is hella underrated.
Bokeem, come on, man.
Hella underrated.
Bro. Willie.
Yeah, come on, man. So I feel like that whole scene, like I wanted more of that scene.
Yes.
Where all the guys are in there and they're having their gangster, council meeting, you know what I mean? And then Black Dynamite comes in. Like I wanted so much more of that.
I agree, man. I loved it. It was dope. He was like, he came in the council, was like, man, I'm letting everybody know I'm putting out it's war against anybody selling drugs in the Black community.
But Black Dynamite.
The niggas, so he said that, he was like, but Black Dynamite, I'll sell drugs in the community.
Yeah. Right. He played that role so well. And
stared at him like, right. Hey, you mean me too?
Yeah.
Man.
He played that role so well because he was showing so much respect to Black Dynamite. Like,
have a good night, Black Dynamite. Take care.
All right, Black Dynamite, right? he's hella talented.
Oh,
like, he needs to work more often.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, that room was cooking,
That
man.
room, yes.
That room was cooking. I bet they were crying laughing with all the different takes in there.
That had to be.
Crying laughing.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about we already got to the premise. Like, the plot was he's on this rampage to find his brother's killer, and he's coming across all these different gangs, all these different crews, into different situations. He meets this young lady who's like an activist. Yeah.
She's right on time.
Salli Richardson is Salli Richardson Whitfield.
Yeah.
She plays this like Black Panther activist, kind of like the Angela Davis type situation. And that's a great role for her, bro, because she seldom plays those type of women. You know what I'm saying? And I think they did a good job, and she did a great job of bringing that character to life.
She looked great. She was strong.
Yeah.
I thought like when their romance kind of develops and Black Dynamite was like running in the park with her and he was all
she was like, man. He don't know how to do normal shit. Yeah. That's perfect.
It's perfect.
Here's the thing, Black Dynamite.
It's perfect.
She was like, "Are you one of them jive turkeys that be out there? This is going off of good looks and a wink and a smile." And he winked at her. Oh, what about the smile?
Yeah, I am smiling.
I am smiling.
Perfect.
I said, "Damn,
perfect."
He the coolest nigga in the world.
It's perfect. And the plot of this movie, like you cannot explain the plot of this movie because it goes so many different places.
Right.
Like if you were to like to sit and try to like take them through. That's before we get to, you know, the evil Japanese motherfuckers, before we get to the White House, right? Like, you know, just
he's fighting like Reagan.
It's ridiculous. Nixon.
It's Nixon.
It's Nixon, right? Tricky dick.
And Nixon know karate.
He knows karate,
and he know how to fuck up the nunchucks.
Right.
Come on, man.
But that far-fetchedness plays into the movie.
Yes,
it's why it works. Right. It's like, okay,
yes,
like suspend all belief. This shit is happening, you know, and it makes you, and it brings you back to like, that's how a lot of those blaxploitation films were. Like all of a sudden you'd be like fighting communism, or like you know, like all of a sudden there'd be like an evil general, right?
you jumping out of a plane and
exactly. Shit. And that's the man, you know, the man fighting the man, the man.
This nigga, so Black Dynamite could do no wrong. He could fly anything. He can jump out of planes. He can shoot. He can shoot a plane out the sky with a revolver, my nigga.
That shit was phenomenal.
And they did this.
That shit was phenomenal.
Boom, and shot a plane out the sky.
Dynamite.
He's the most interesting man in the world.
100%. And even when he what was the name of the chick that he flashed on? When he came to the house and the chick
Euphoria.
He flashed on Euphoria so hard.
Oh my God, bro.
This is the only time he wasn't cool.
I said Euphoria. I know that's you. I can hear your motherfucking voice. I didn't even have to look. Just keep talking that shit. I'm gonna send your ass back to Crenshaw P. And he gonna introduce you to them hot ass hangers again. You want that? Huh? And she ducked her ass back into the closet, nigga.
Yeah. And then
he had a moment.
Yeah, he had a moment. And like the Salli Richardson, like nobody acknowledged, like they just kind of like
they waited for him. Yeah. They waited for his moment to be over, nigga.
And he calmed the fuck down.
Crenshaw P, nigga.
Woo.
Her name was Euphoria, bro.
Euphoria. And he flashed on Euphoria.
I know that's you, bitch. I could tell by your voice. I didn't even have to look. And he didn't look.
One of the best scenes.
He never saw her.
Never saw her.
He just said what he had to say, and she ducked her ass back in that room.
And I was watching it, and I was like, what the fuck was Euphoria thinking? Like, whatever your relationship is with Black, you knew that's what his response was going to be. Why you baiting him like that? Why you
testing this nigga?
What'd you do to Black Dynamite?
Yeah, for him to, trips.
Yeah, he legit tripped. Like, that's the one bitch that he's not fucking with under any circumstances.
What did she do, bro?
What did she do? What did Euphoria do to Black Dynamite? Because despite everything, he's cool as a fan. He's cool as the other side of the pillow. The whole movie.
He's always cool.
Except for when Euphoria ass came out.
The only time he's not cool is when Euphoria opened her mouth and when something's happened to a kid.
Yeah. And even
not just a kid though. Yeah. It's orphans.
Orphans.
That nigga said, not the orphanage.
Not the orphan.
Nigga, hey, bro, when that nigga tripping. She said the orphanage. The orphanage. That nigga don't show no weakness. He don't break under any circumstances about them orphans and fucking Euphoria.
And that's what, like, going back to, because I think it's easy to gloss over this movie.
Yeah,
it's like it's easy to not give it its due, to not realize how hard it's working. And that, like, none of this shit is accidental.
No.
Everything is
all
on
the
purpose.
Mistakes are purposeful
Everything
mistakes.
is on purpose, right? And that's what I think, like, when you really take a step back, like, they had to write that Euphoria,
they had to get ahead of the jokes.
They had to get ahead of that, and they had to realize, like, this is why this is going to work. Because for the rest of the movie, he's going to play it this way. But we're going to have this character come in, and he's going to flash, and we're not going to explain it.
Right.
Right? He's going to be this way, and then we're going to bring up the orphans in the orphanage. And he's going to lose his shit way, right? Like, it's like none of it is accidental. It's like created chaos.
He got excellent actors to act poorly.
Yeah. Yes.
When the auntie called him.
Yes.
Black Dynamite. She calling him Black Dynamite, not his real name. Right. Black Dynamite is about your brother. Nigga. When I first saw her cry on cue out the blue and then go back to being regular,
yeah,
it's hilarious.
Even like the brother where it is the opening scene where it's like, one of you guys is undercover and he starts talking and he's got the
British accent.
It's just like
as if oh no, I ain't no cop.
Right.
I ain't no snitch.
I ain't no snitch.
Nigga,
right.
you one thing we do know, you're not from here.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, you ain't from here. Mm-hmm. Sound like you from Suffolk.
Right.
Manchester.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I wish they were making more movies like this.
I watched this whole thing and I'm like, man, why isn't there more films like this? Why isn't there a part 3?
I wish they were making more movies
why
like
isn't
this.
Black Dynamite goes to New York. Black Dynamite goes to Africa.
Yeah.
Like he played a perfect
because
Black
it made
Dynamite.
money.
It did, it did.
It 100% made money. Is there anybody no, I don't see anybody doing that type of character work in the YouTube or Instagram space.
Nah, I would love
where
to.
Somebody's doing one character and just, and
it's like Tiberius being a whole series about Tiberius.
Exactly.
It's coming. It's actually gonna come.
Man.
But yeah, I'm doing it.
There's so much work that you have to put out there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Again, we do this podcast in the midst of all the other stuff that you got to do, comedy tours and all the shooting.
Yeah,
but it's so many fucking stories to tell.
So many, bro.
And as we watch these movies, I'm like, damn, I want to see this. I want to see that. I want to see
more of that character, more of that world.
Right.
The Roscoe's Chili and Donuts.
Oh, okay.
Come on, bro.
Okay. So to me, I pause. And we're jumping around because we're having fun.
Yeah.
But the scene where they break down the plot, where they start going through all the different pieces. And who was the father of Greek?
Thanos or Athena. That shit was 3 minutes.
But it was fucking fantastic. It was brilliant. To me, that was in the midst of all of this stuff. That pen was hot.
Yes.
That pen was
because it all made sense.
Hell yeah.
And for all that shit, all that historical information they were giving out to come down to
that was real. To come down to that one little little dicks. Right.
Nigga, that's genius, bro.
Man, it was to me, I was just see, now anything else that happens after this is just icing on the cake. To me, that shows that these guys wrote a script and got actors to buy into it.
Yeah.
And this shit is clicking.
Right.
It's working.
And why didn't they do more is the question.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so funny. It's so many jokes. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
The nigga, Tommy Davidson, bro.
Man.
Everybody shined. That nigga Chicago Wind had one scene.
Yeah.
He mopped it.
Everybody shine. I'm looking to see if commercially what it did. Let's see here. So budget was, the budget was $2.9 million.
Mm-hmm.
These numbers budget was 2.9. Yeah, and it looks like it made money.
Yeah. It had to have, man.
It looks, it's one of those things where maybe, somebody didn't, or obviously he had to do it himself. Right. So he had to finance it himself, and
with a bigger production, a bigger studio behind it, it would have been bigger.
Now, have you seen the animated series? You'd like it.
Well,
if you like Black Dynamite, you'll love what the fuck they do with this.
That's dope.
Were you a Boondocks fan? Did you watch the Boondocks at all?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. I thought it was smart. That it was clever.
Yeah.
But I'm not a cartoon viewer.
Yeah.
Only cartoon I actually really liked was Family Guy, and even The Simpsons. Growing up, I didn't watch that.
Right. I think that as a guilty pleasure, you know what I mean. On a Sunday, it's really fun to come back into this world within the animated.
Okay.
Cream Corn is still there. You know what I mean?
In the cartoon?
In the cartoon.
Dope.
Yeah. All of the different characters are there.
Bullhorn?
Bullhorn is there.
Rhyme,
you know what I mean? And then they bring all of these other characters on. You'd love it. It's a great little trip back to this universe to be able to, experience this, in the moment. I think it's dope. Especially just all of the characters are voiced, the world is, and then they're able to do more things that the limitations of filmmaking didn't allow them to do.
Right.
Right? Like, more jokes with race, more jokes with sex, more jokes with drugs. They have like Richard Pryor in there on what episode? Man, you're going to love this shit.
I'm going to watch it.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. So then as we kind of like get back into the movie, there's the whole thing about the malt liquor.
Yeah. And the condom malt liquor. It gives you woo. Woo.
Yeah. It gives you woo, right? Like they're bringing that out. And then I forget how we got to the evil Japanese, Chinese, Asian villains.
The factory on where all the malt liquor was being manufactured at.
Yeah. Okay.
They had it looks like we're going on the plane, fellas.
Yeah.
They took a plane ride to no, they took a ship. They took a boat.
Yeah.
They took like a little boat to China.
Right.
Nigga, come on, man.
And that's where it starts to get like a little wonky for me. It's just like as we get towards like the final act, like shit starts happening really fast and we are so far off what I thought the major plot line would be. I have no problem with it.
Oh yeah.
This is fun as hell. I'm rocking with it. But like now we're like into some other shit.
Exactly. Him fighting the evil Asians.
Right.
Evil Chinese.
Right. And
but
Tricky Dicky.
The thing is, he fought the Chinese niggas and they didn't know how to fight.
Yes.
Remember the master was that niggas throwing shit at him? Come on, man. So out of all the people that knew Kung Fu, the Asians didn't.
Listen, the line of the movie, he goes in and hits like the leader with a dart. And he goes, I threw that shit before I came in here. Stop it.
Nah, it was a machete or some shit.
Was a machete? Like I didn't
chopped
know
his arm off.
Exactly, whatever it was. Ninja Star or something.
He said, "Ha ha! I threw that shit in here. I threw that shit already before I came in here.
I was like, come on, Black Dynamite. This shit is fucking hitting. Yes. It's hitting
on all cylinders, bro.
And if you watch these movies, like we love these movies.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went back into that world of blaxploitation?
Honestly, maybe 2 years ago when Dolomite came out with Eddie Murphy. That was the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And also, Willie Dynamite is one of my favorite.
Right.
I actually watched that shit. I used to watch it all the time on the plane. It was on my iPad for years.
I watched Dolomite at the same time that the Eddie Murphy Dolomite came out, just because I wanted to, rewatch it.
Yeah.
And it like Dolomite, that's what makes Black Dynamite so good, is it's a combination of like Dolomite, Willie Dynamite, like all of these movies.
Superfly.
Yeah, like,
Shaft.
that are just inexplicable shit that happens. It's right, because like Black Dynamite plays like a Shaft-like character.
Yeah.
Right? The meeting with the council is like a direct pull from the Mac. Right? Like,
Willie Dynamite. And Willie Dynamite. Yeah, you got to have vision.
Yeah.
That's the same scene.
Right, same scene. So like it really pays homage in a parody way.
Yes.
Without ever disrespecting the source material.
I agree.
This movie is not coonish.
Nah, not to
me. Not to me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like black people don't look bad.
Right.
Like, they're not doing anything that's too comical or too farced out. Like, it hits all the notes. It's a great parody.
It's smart,
of something that is like specifically black.
Right. Do you remember the scene where they're going through the having a meeting, sitting down, talking about what they're going to do, how they're going to get over there to
what is with the revolutionaries?
The revolutionaries, and how they talking about the plan. They talking the plan out.
Yeah,
they talking the plan out, and Bullhorn gets excited. He's the nigga. He always rhymes. He's the nigga that always rhymes.
Yeah,
and nigga in the middle of Black Dynamite trying to explain how the plan is going to go. All right, you two going? Y'all can come to the back, and you gonna jump to the ceiling, and then Bullhorn gets up. I forget what he said, but he was like, when we ready to train, everybody's gonna get on that same. And he couldn't rhyme.
Right.
He didn't have enough information of what the plan was gonna be, so he couldn't finish the rhyme out. And he set his ass down, like on some. And then he did this. He was like, Like, he couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
That shit had me dying.
Yeah.
I mean, how I just didn't do it is justice, man. But if you watch the film and see the nuances of the comedy, bro, that shit's hilarious.
I'm trying to think, man, like, black comedies. When was the last time you really laughed at a black comedy?
That wasn't a remake? I mean, that wasn't redone? I rewatched it?
Yeah, so like I mean, again, like, out of all the movies that we've rewatched, I think I laughed the most on this one.
Oh.
I think. We did CB4 early, like when we were still in development, and I don't think
CB4 is funny as fuck.
CB4 is funny.
This though. Black Dynamite was funny.
Black Dynamite is funnier.
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to think, what other like comedies have we done if I go back and look? But I feel like this was just funny as
Black
fuck.
Dynamite is probably the funniest black film.
It's funnier than Soul Plane.
Yes. Soul Plane. I love Soul Plane, but
yeah,
Black Dynamite is funnier. They have more jokes per minute.
More gags.
More gags.
And the gags hit. The gags hit better in Black Dynamite than they do in Soul Plane.
Yeah.
I think it's, to your point, more care was made in the crafting of the script.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And I think, like, as chaotic and frenetic as it is, Black Dynamite knows what it's doing the entire time.
Yeah. There's no accidents there.
There's no accidents there.
Everything's by design.
Like the final shot in the movie, it's Black Dynamite standing big and, you know, tall and strong and black in the White House with the two ladies, you know what I mean, at his feet, which pulls out to like the graphic logo.
The big strap.
Exactly. The big gun.
Yeah,
right?
The big gun, yeah.
Like they knew exactly where they were going the whole time.
Right.
It's just good work.
It's good work, man. It's a complete film.
It's just good work.
I love the this nigga was a savage, bro. Remember he went over there looking for at the beginning of the film. I forget the guy's name. I'm looking for Tiny.
Yeah,
and he knocked on the door. He was like, and the old lady opened the door. She cracked it with the lock on the door. So she's like, "Hey, may I help you?" I'm looking for I'm looking for Tiny. Oh, there's no Tiny, but boom! And nigga kicks the door open, and Granny goes flying across the room. It's hilarious to me.
Let you know that Black Dynamite
he don't play
business, man.
I don't give a fuck if you're a granny. Whatever, I'm kicking that door down and I'm getting to who I need to get to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It was gritty. The white cops felt like the shitty gritty white cops from the blaxploitation film.
Right.
The double cross was there.
The double cross, yeah.
Just fucking everything, man.
Yeah.
The old footage, like the old PCH footage, like blended with the new footage. The helicopter, just like this movie is hard to like. I don't want to say it's hard to review because it's going so many places
it has so many
doing
subplots.
so much at once. But like, if you take a step back and watch it, you're like, man, this is fucking art.
Right.
This is masqueraded, you know,
man.
chaos.
Dope.
And I feel you, man. Like Black Dynamite in New York, Black Dynamite in Chicago.
Yeah, just go different places.
Just keep going with it. I mean, I'd love to like hear from Michael Jai White as to like after the animated series, was the animated series the only option? And I can't wait I can't wait for you to watch the animated series. Because I think you might feel a little bit better about the fact that no sequel was made, because it does feel like they were able to get out even more ideas. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like after watching and again, I didn't watch the series. I'm talking like I've been watching it for years. I watched the series after I rewatched the movie.
Okay.
Black Dynamite. I wanted more.
It's new.
I wanted more.
Yeah.
So like I end up, you know, finding it and going like, you know what, I always wanted to watch this animated series.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, fuck yeah. I'm you know, now I'm gonna stay up late, you know what I mean, to get to the end of this.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Because it's that good.
Yeah.
It's that damn good.
It's that good. I gotta watch the animated series for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's just dope, man. His cameos were dope. Arsenio came in, killed Tommy Davidson,
Yeah.
Tommy Davidson became part of the good guys.
Cream
That's
corn.
hilarious. They needed him. Yeah, cream corn. Now they called me that because it's smooth. That nigga said,
fantastic.
keep farting. He said, we say, stick with me, honey. I have you farting through silk.
Yeah, it's just fucking lines.
Stick with me, baby. I have you farting through silk. That's
Bars.
hilarious. That's a bar.
Bars.
That nigga, he said, 98 pounds of pure dynamite. 98 pounds, nigga? Damn.
You know who did good in this? Like, before we kind of like get into some of the awards, I'm drawing a blank on her name. Why am I drawing a blank on her name? You know who I'm
Kim
talking
Whitley?
about? Yes.
Oh, she murdered.
Flowers.
She's a monster, though.
Flowers, man. Like
she should work.
I want to see her work so much.
Yeah,
she was great in Next Friday. Fantastic in that, and she was so good in it. She plays a good, like, sexy, but like voluptuous villain.
Yeah,
bad girl, good girl. She was perfect in this.
For that shit.
What else has she been in? She's been in a bunch of stuff.
Has she been in Barber? Was not, but Beauty Salon? Was she in there with Queen Latifah?
Let me put her name in.
Ken Whitley.
Let me put her name in and see. Okay. This ain't her. It's somebody else. Yeah. So, okay, so she's, man. I'm happy that she's worked so much.
Yeah.
From like voiceover stuff. She's in new stuff. She's in old stuff. And she's beautiful, man.
Yeah, she is. Beauty, goofy.
Yeah, over 255 titles on IMDb. Shit. She's worked.
Yeah, she's been working.
She's worked her whole career. Yeah. Like, I'm just thumbing through, from voices on the Boondocks to movies. Yeah. I'm officially giving her flowers right now. She's dope.
Yeah, man. I would love her to play like my mom or my auntie or some shit.
That's great.
Yeah.
You guys,
I gotta think who will have to play
that seems like a good fit
for that to work. Like who will play my father? You know what I'm saying? She's super dope, talented. She's beautiful. She got the goofiness. She got the serious, and she got chops too to play serious as well.
Like I wouldn't be surprised to like for her to like age into serious shit like Della Reese. You know what I mean? You know how like Della Reese had that whole third act of her career?
Yeah.
Where,
she played Darnell's mama.
Yeah.
And Thin Line. Thin Line.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, like after all the shenanigans, like she, and even after that, like, I think she was like a TV series, like Touched by an Angel or something like that. Like, she kind of like just graduated into big mama work for the third part of her career. I can see that for Kim.
Yes, I can too.
Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Black Dynamite versus Bruce Leroy.
Oh. Last Dragon wasn't a comedy.
Right.
Even though you might laugh at some places. Black Dynamite was a comedy.
Now I'm talking tail of the tape. You know what I mean? Like in a fight. Bruce Leroy versus Black Dynamite in a fight.
Black Dynamite wins.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. Because he's a mixture of Bruce Leroy and Sho'nuff.
This is true.
He don't give a damn. He'll kick an old lady down the street.
Yeah.
If she's hiding a villain.
Right.
If she's hiding a nigga that owes him money. Ain't personal, mama, but you kick.
Yeah.
I'm kicking you through the door.
And they never say it or show it specifically, but like Black Dynamite almost kind of has like superpowers. Right?
Yeah,
he can be here anywhere, transport or whatever. So the glow ain't gonna really hold him down.
Yeah, the glow. He already got the glow.
Right.
Black Dynamite has the glow already.
Yeah, he's already got the glow.
He wakes up with that glow, bro.
Yeah. See, that would be a smooth, like like they do like multiverse shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like create a multiverse
where like
see her. Black Dynamite and Bruce Leroy in the same film. I want to bet money that Michael Jai probably reached out to Ty Mac and was like, I got a role for you. I got a part for you.
Man.
And he probably turned
Bruce
it down.
Leroy and his cousin.
That'd be fucking fantastic.
Damn.
That would like my mind would be blown if like they had like Bruce Leroy as like the final villain in this movie. Like after all of this shit that happens and he comes face to face with Bruce Leroy.
I think if he plays the villain, I think Bruce Leroy has a shot.
Yeah.
I think he'd be
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd pay money for that. Big money for that.
Different weight classes though. I think
But like,
But still skill levels there.
Karate movie. Karate movie.
Hell yeah.
That's fucking dope. Found out they was in both in the same dojo. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now here we go. Okay, let's get into some awards.
Some awards, man.
MVP of Black Dynamite.
MVP of Black Dynamite. Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
He's the man. He's a man. He has a lot of help.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a lot of guys that support him.
Yeah.
Bullhorn.
Yeah.
He's the guy that you can't hate. He's the guy that the men look up to.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you get in his face, and he doesn't even have to whoop your ass for him to get respect.
Right.
He walk into a room of pimps and be like, "Hey man, I'm letting you know I'm giving business to everybody that's selling drugs in my community."
Right. If Michael, I agree.
Walk into a pool hall and beat the brakes off of everybody in there.
Michael Jai White has to be believable in order for all of the inexplicable shit to work.
Right.
You have to believe that he's Black Dynamite. You got to buy into the character.
Yes.
If he doesn't play that character and commit 100% like he does in this movie, the movie falls apart.
Yeah.
The gags fall apart. Then it becomes like Soul Plane Caliber. Right. Which is like, this is a funny kind of like hot mess. But he's the glue. Like you said, he's got help.
He got help, but he's the man.
But he's the man, and he's got the story. He
got the loyalty.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing because he wrote it. He knows what he's trying to achieve.
Right.
And Black Dynamite is on a mission. Makes that shit happen.
Boom.
My MVP. Hands down.
I agree.
LVP. Who's your least valuable?
The mobster that killed his brother at the beginning. The mobster that was in the car.
Right.
I'm thinking he's gonna be the big villain. He's gonna be the
because that's normally how it is.
Calhoun from Harlem Nights, but he wasn't.
He wasn't Calhoun.
He was like he got killed like easy.
Yeah. But that's what where the movie where it builds on who the villain actually is.
That was the antagonist, and he got rid of him, and it was like a whole nother antagonist.
Yeah.
The Asians. And after that, it was the president. It's like, okay. It started reaching for me after a while, it started reaching.
That's a good call on LVP. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? No, because all the pieces matter in this, and even the small pieces, the big pieces.
Ken Whitley's character?
Yeah, all the little pieces matter. Right? Like Chicago Wind.
Chicago Wind
matters. He matters. All the little pieces matter.
He made that scene dope.
Yeah.
He talked enough shit and believable shit. Like he was a bad motherfucker.
He was a bad motherfucker.
And then he realized, oh shit, let me get up out of here.
Yeah.
This nigga mean business. So
yeah. I think that the early foe, the wannabe Calhoun, makes sense.
Yeah.
This is hard to cast an overacting award because everybody's overacting on purpose.
Yes. Bitch, do you see us?
Yeah.
Bullhorn.
Just only because they're forcing them to rhyme.
Yeah, you know everything I say is gonna make you pay.
Yeah, he's got to say every line like that, right? There's no subtlety. You know what I mean?
It was the closest to the blaxploitation parody with him.
Yeah. Okay, now let's talk recast.
Ooh, Black Dynamite is played now by.
You're in the movie.
Oh,
you're in the movie.
I'm Black Dynamite.
I don't know if you're Black Dynamite.
Only here's the thing. Not now. I gotta get in shape. You know what I'm saying? So let me fall back from that. Black Dynamite is not just a big ass dude. He's a in shape nigga that does karate.
Yeah.
And so maybe I'm not. So let me yes. Sometimes you need niggas to humble you. But no. I don't know if you're Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
Bullhorn or a Chicago Wind.
Chicago Wind.
That's
what I had. Yeah. I was like, Ja is perfect
for Chicago
Wind. Like you and the whole crew, put a scene with y'all where Black Dynamite comes to see you because again, I know you to be just warm, friendly, and everybody knows you to be a funny guy, but you can there's menacing vibes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd love to see you play kind of like a villainous with like a gag thing that you do. You know what I mean?
Right.
We like dog food, Alpo or something, you know what I mean? Or do something with a toothpick or something. Yeah. You know?
Super nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I jumped on Black Dynamite right away just because the popularity of it.
Yeah.
And I would think that's who people would see me as.
Right.
But physically, right now, I'm not doing no jump kicks.
Yeah.
I'm not doing too much of any of that shit. So
a menacing villain. Either a menacing villain or a reluctant accomplice. You know what I mean?
Okay. I can see.
That's how I see you being. But I was thinking, like, fuck, I don't know who could pull off Black Dynamite. Because again, we talked about this when we were talking about Last Dragon. Like, ain't nobody doing martial arts no more.
Right, except fucking Michael Jai White.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: Michael Jai White is such a wild card. He could do it. He could do it all.
Mm-hmm.
He has a martial arts, a fighting background. He used to compete.
Right.
He has the acting chops. He has the look.
Mm-hmm.
So who has all three of those? Who has the niggas that have looks? That have the acting chops, but don't have the karate background to make it look real. I mean, I can't do my roundhouse. Don't look even in shape. My roundhouse needs to be worked on. You know what I'm saying?
My roundhouse is
the jumping in the air and shit he was doing was crazy. The stunts I wouldn't be able to do. That's why I couldn't be Black Dynamite right now.
Yeah,
because who's going to be able to pull that off?
I don't know who can do it. Like I'm thinking,
the karate portion. Are there black men out there that look like Billy Blanks? That look like Black Dynamite that can do it, but do they have the chops?
So there's a guy on Instagram and YouTube, all on that. I think his name is Josh Neal. Josh Neal. He does like the different characters, right? He has one of those channels where he kind of plays all of the different characters. I might be butchering his name. I think he could play Black Dynamite.
Josh Neal.
Let me look. Let me look at my phone. Let me find him. And
not him, right?
That guy.
Him.
Yeah. Joshua Neal. Watch his videos. I think he can.
He's not as small as I thought. He got a physique on him.
Yeah, he's got a little.
Because Black Dynamite is a buff.
It's got to be
cut up nigga. Yeah.
Right. So I'm thinking about like who could. Because right now, we can only check 2 of the 3 boxes. Right. Somebody that I think could be funny.
He can act too. I mean, he has personality.
Got great personality. And somebody that
is he too small though?
He might be too small.
Yeah.
He might be too small and he might not be brawny enough. Right? Like he might be able to play a good like cream corn, you know what I mean? Like or a good bullhorn. Yeah. But like maybe can't play Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if the actor exists.
He exists. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you why. He's just not popular.
Okay.
I feel like there's so many guys out there that have the talent to do that. Mm-hmm. But it would have to be a guy that doesn't have a lot of training, acting training, but has all the fighting training.
Right.
Like there's other actors that were bigger than Michael Jai White to play Tyson, but he looked like Tyson and he could fight.
Right.
And he had the chops.
He had the ability to do it. Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's dangerous because it's like, you know, like with all that you had going on, would you make a 70s based
My wife was sitting there saying, you should do one of these. Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't done this yet. And I plan on doing a few things. I plan on going back to The Last Dragon. Mm-hmm. I plan on doing like a talkie martial arts film or at least a series. You know what I'm saying? With all black niggas and wigs and geese fighting and doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Get it.
I already plan on doing that. I just haven't done it yet because it's a lofty thing to accomplish. You gotta get the wardrobes. You gotta get the all the characters together. I know enough niggas that can make that shit dope as fuck.
See, what I would do is that, like, I don't know if you could pull the 70s off. I'm gonna get you sucker pulled the 80s off. I'd love to see a 90s version of this, like, super Negro movie. You know what I mean? Like, so still time stamped, right? Like, still time stamped,
90s though,
but based in the 90s.
Okay,
right? You know, like that kind of fluorescent type of stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, like what does the equivalent of Black Dynamite look like in the mid 90s? Right? Like this time that you and I love so much, like.
Khaki suit, a black khaki suit,
like you know, yeah,
with a Raider jacket on,
right, like or like that's his enemy, like his clan is like you know khaki niggas, right? Like you know, khakis is coming to get us, like that's the name of their crew or some shit.
The khakis,
the
khaki killers and shit.
I think it's tough to. I think Black Dynamite is so special and so unique. It's tough to recast. I think you can only reimagine.
Yeah, who has this sense of humor for him to be. With his look and everything, his ability to fight, he's a silly nigga. Like he pulled off that funny shit. Mm-hmm. He pulled it off. He made it funny to me.
You gotta like, I think you have to like scour. You have to have a ridiculously
you gotta
scour casting call.
Yeah, scrape.
Or you need to put one of these UFC niggas and get him with an acting coach for like a year.
Right.
Like an Israel Adesanya, you know what I mean? Like, like some of these black UFC guys and go like, like a John Jones.
A John Jones.
Maybe like a John
If he could act.
If he could act.
If he could pull that off.
If you go John Jones, like, listen, you about to train as hard for a year on acting the way you train for such and such, he would be believable. Because we know he's got the chops.
You know he got the hands.
You know he got the hands. He's got the credibility. He's got the statue. You know, can he be funny? Can he,
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. That's the part that we don't know yet.
Right.
Anthony Johnson, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
I can see him doing something like that.
Yeah.
Or someone like fucking Quentin Rampage back in the day.
Rampage
when he was on top.
Is good. You know what's interesting? Like, okay, so now I want to look, but see, the boxers wouldn't do it. Like, what's his name? He kind of like was a wannabe Floyd for years.
Oh,
used to be brushing his hair.
Adrian Broner?
Yeah, Broner. See, I would love to see Broner cast in it.
Yeah.
like let Broner
he could be in it.
Yeah, let Broner be, but like other than that, like most boxers are too serious anyway.
Right.
But it's an interesting
they don't have the personality to be that silly.
Yeah, to be that silly for
possibly. That would be dope.
Okay, so that was the recast. I think, no real need to crystal ball it because anything your mind can come up with is what Black Dynamite would do next.
Right.
We talked about the impact of the film. We gave out the flowers. I think it's just I think despite our effusive praise, I want to talk about the ratings.
The ratings.
The fists.
Okay.
You start. How many fists do you give this movie?
I give this movie. I give this film a 4.
You give it a 4?
I was gonna say 3. I was gonna say 3.5. Can we do 0.5?
Yeah.
But, this is why, because I give it a 4 because I want to give it a 5, but at the end of it all, but it could be personal. It moved. It was microwave so much at the end. Like things were just happening. Like the whole going to Asia, fighting them, and then going to the White House, and it started getting. It was already It's already silly. It's a parody, but it's funny, bro.
Yeah. See, this is funny. This is what makes this one interesting. For effort, I give this if I were grading just on effort, just on ambition, just on the attempt, this is 5 fists, hands down. We talked about how hard it was to do what they wanted to do. So it makes me think back to the Winter Olympics, right? Where they score the skaters run on the degree of difficulty of the routine.
Okay.
So the more difficult the routine is, it may not have all the bells and whistles, but you're trying to do some really difficult shit.
Right.
So I'm going to score it accordingly versus someone else that might do a gang of different moves, but all those shits are relative, simple moves to execute.
Yeah.
If The Last Dragon is a 5, which it is, Black Dynamite has to be a 4.
Yeah.
It's a proud 4.
It's a proud 4.
It's a strong 4.
I think. Yeah, it's a strong 4 because
it's a strong 4.
The ending would have made it a 5 for me.
Yeah,
the funny's there, the story's there. The story gets a little stretched out, a little too far fetched.
Yeah,
towards the end, so it drops down to a 4.
If they had found a way to harness all that chaos into I don't want to say more realistic ending, but just a better ending. By the time we get to the White House, we've gone too far. This is kind of gotten a little bit ridiculous.
And that fight scene happened too long. Next
too much, right? If they could have chosen who their big bad was going to be, who the main villain was, ultimately get up to that point and end it, I think you got a better overall movie. But I do think at the end, it kind of loses control of its own ridiculousness.
Yes.
And then kind of falls apart. But it's a 4 for the attempt. For the try.
That's what I'm saying.
For the effort. You know what I mean?
I think it was a successful film.
Yeah.
And, I think he did good.
Yeah.
I think he wrote a film that got made and it was dope.
Hats off.
Yep. Super.
Hats off.
Yep.
Dynamite.
Dynamite. Mm-hmm. Hey, family, that's a quick, short and sweet episode of BlackBusters, man, discussing Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
Shout out to brother Michael Jai White, Salli Richardson, Arsenio Hall, Bokeem, everybody. Tommy Davidson, Cream Corn.
And the bitches.
The bitches that were sleeping in the bed. Don't wake them up. They still sleeping.
Right.
Man, this was fun, bro. Yeah. Always a great time. Catch us next time on BlackBusters, where we are going to review some of your favorite films, man. Some of your favorite black films. We're going to bust them down. I am your host, Big Ja.
It's your boy, Brother Tone.
Yes, sir. We are glad that you guys tuned in. Tune in next time on the next episode of BlackBusters. Be good or be good at it. Love life. Pew to the max.
BlackBusters.